started and contemplated taking him out of the rotation and starting somebody else. But we said, well, let's see what happens when the season starts. And as it happened for him, just all of a sudden everything came together, and he ended up winning 26 games that year and winning the Cy Young Award.
Dave, we talked before about your communication with him in the dugout between innings. I would guess with different pitchers, you kind of have to pick your spots as to how much you talk to them and communicate with them in the dugout between innings. Is that the case, or can you just pretty much talk to everybody?
I would say generally, I would communicate very little with the pitcher during the course of the game. On occasion, you would have things that you might want to say or communicate with, but generally speaking, I think that all you do is distract them. They're trying to stay focused in on what they're doing, and any thoughts that you put in their mind could be counterproductive unless you feel 100% sure that it is necessary that you address some issue that's going on.
Do you pay attention to how many innings a guy's thrown? When you're looking at a young starter like Miller or Rosenthal or Kelly, do you look at the amount of innings they threw the previous year? I know Joe Kelly threw 179 last year, but the most a guy like Miller's ever thrown is 139. Do you take that into consideration before you decide which guy you put in the rotation, knowing that a guy like Miller might have to skip more starts to protect his arm?
Well, I think you do. I think you always think of that, and it's kind of a natural progression for young pitchers, to build their innings up, and over the course of several years in the minor league. That's why, in the olden days, back when, you didn't even consider bringing a pitcher to the big leagues without 500, 600 innings under his belt in the minor leagues. And it's a big concern if you're going to start the season with a guy that has never thrown more than 130 innings, 140 innings. It's a concern as to how he's going to hold up under a major league season.
Hey, Dave, with Furcal out, the Cardinals, I guess Pete Kozma is going to be the guy. Can you talk about how that affects a pitcher mentally when they have an unknown quantity at shortstop behind them? Is that something the pitchers think about very often?
I don't think they think about it in the beginning. The only way it would become something that they would be concerned about is if the person was playing poor. Went out there and early on made some errors, didn't make some plays that should have been made, didn't turn some double plays that should have been made. Then I